I mean, short answer no, long answer definitely not. Hey Spuds, how's it going? Welcome back to another video, your first video. I don't know, but welcome either way. My name is Jamie and I'm very glad to have you here. I hope you're going to enjoy the video, however long it may be. Today we're looking at some examples of transphobia that are just very strange. Like, stranger than just regular transphobia. You know, where you're just like, but why? I mean that's most transphobia. I'm trying to distinguish between like your typical run-of-the-mill everyday transphobia and then the stuff that really makes you question what the hell is going on. And the stuff we're looking at today falls into this latter category, although typically I tend to go what the hell is going on whenever somebody's being transphobic, but this is like the extreme. I'm gonna stop rambling because I feel like I'm not explaining it very well. This should be a good video though. So the first one is this very wonderful sticker that somebody put somewhere. Transitioning kids is child abuse. I never think the message is particularly clear when it's written around a circle. Do you write cohesively around, or do you try and do this kind of two-step message? I mean, firstly, it's not. Kids transitioning is them having access to necessary medical care, and I think it's kind of not right to deny them this access. And also, why have they put this on some like cheap Starbucks copycat sticker? What was the purpose? I feel like the mermaids in the middle though is a reference to the amazing charity in the UK that supports trans people and their families called Mermaids. Definitely go support them if you want to. Just strange behaviour. Why? There are no pronouns. There is only he, she, gay, no them, they, and such. Hashtag do not normalize pronouns. Hashtag do not normalize pronouns. It's a bit late. It's very late for that. Horse, gate bolted open, already passed. The train has left the station. The kettle boiled an hour ago. I'm just making stuff up now, but you get the point. Pronouns are not new. And also, since when has gay been a pronoun? There are no pronouns. There are only these two pronouns and this one sexual orientation. The only people that exist are he, she's, and gays. No them, they, and such. Never heard of and such before. What were they thinking? I want to know what they were thinking. If she can't get pregnant, she's a trans woman spiritually, even if born with a vagina. This is why I don't know what that stands for, and feminists are allies. Spiritually infertile. Oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. I think people who are this transphobic and have these kind of views just have these views where they see things as wrong when they're not wrong. Like, it's just a complete and deep misunderstanding that leads to this horrible behaviour. And sometimes, and clearly in this example, the transphobia goes so deep that they will say anything to try and justify it, even if that's just justifying it to themselves. And that's what this feels like. So this one, it was lovely to see the hashtag trans men are men trending the other day. Of course, full of transphobes as well, but wonderful to see more love on there than hate. But this is just one that stood out to me, okay? Hashtag trans men are men. Stop lying. Trans men are not men. If they were men, they wouldn't be trans. They are biological females who prefer to present as masculine, and that is okay. If trans men were men, then men would be trans men, and clearly they are not. If oranges were fruits, then fruits would be oranges, and clearly they're not. Again, well, what is it with this logic? Oh my god. I don't know whether I should laugh or cry. It's hilarious. It is. It's funny, okay? This doesn't hurt my feelings at all. But it's just so sad to see people really just so deeply misunderstand something. Trans is an adjective, so trans men are men and trans women are women, but they are men and women who are trans. Just like insert any other adjective here, men are still men, they are just men who are tall. And the whole bit about preferring to present as masculine, the amount of trans men out there, and also cis men who do not present as masculine, that's not the epitome of what a man is, or that is not what being a trans man is about. It's not about presenting as masculine, it's being a man, and you present in whatever way you're comfortable with. Today, Trans Pride is celebrated in London. Good for you, but isn't that homophobic by your own definition? I mean, where's the LG and the B? Well, LGB Alliance Wales, where is the T in your LGB? trans people, surprisingly, which should not be a surprise to the LGBT alliance, are often kicked out of LGBT spaces and groups and not made to feel fully welcome. And there's a lot of transphobia from LGBT cis people, meaning that it is sometimes important for trans people to go and fight for equality and their own rights. Okay, so apparently this group showed up at London Trans Pride, I think, or they were somewhere, I don't know. Are they dressed like people out of The Handmaid's Tale? Because there's been some connection started between like TERFs, basically, and The Handmaid's Tale, and I just... So, they're all hiding their identity. Hashtag, women won't... Weesh it? Weeshed. What does that mean? Oh, it means to be silenced. Women won't be silenced. Freedom of speech. We stand by Marion Miller. Sex-based rights. Courage calls to courage everywhere. Sex matters. Deeds, not words. We see you. Do you see us? People don't get periods, women do. Apparently women aren't people. People don't get pregnant, women do. People don't breastfeed, women do. Women are people, so people have periods, and also I'm a man who's experienced that, so I can definitely say 100% you were wrong in saying that only women experience those things. Yeah, how fascinating. But what a wonderful turnout for them. I think there were thousands of people marching for Trans Pride, and they managed to gather a whole 9 people. Well done. Bisexuality was invented by a homophobic trans woman named Amanda Ray who did not want to be called either homosexual or heterosexual. Oh, and they've got hashtag sex not gender. That's just like the old biphobic trope of saying bisexuality is homophobic, and bisexuality wasn't invented by anybody, it's just a thing that was then given a label, and it's got nothing to do with trans people or being homophobic. So just stop it. Okay, this next one is a bit of a treat. I was just scrolling on Twitter and I saw an advert for the Warner Brothers like Harry Potter studio tour thingamajiggy, and I saw there was some replies to it, and I legit, just like because of the whole JK Rowling thing, I was like, I wonder if there's anything interesting in the replies. And oh boy, I went on, I clicked, I scrolled down, and I found this one that said, voted Slytherin common room purely because the 4 times I've been, couldn't see the common room and now need to come again. Warner Brothers replied, there's always something new to see, we look forward to your return. But I hear you wondering, what's so wrong with that, Jamie? There's nothing weird about the name, the Twitter name, I'm going to cover it, but there isn't anything stand out about the username. But do we recognise that flag in the profile picture? I think we might have seen that before. I clicked on this person's Twitter and what did I see? Literally, it's just full of transphobia, and the first thing I see is a retweet where they're like, this, just this. Why are trans women's fears of male violence in bathrooms justified, but women's fears of male violence in bathrooms are mocked and derided as mean, phobic and bigoted? How do people misunderstand that much? Okay, the difference is that some transphobic cis women blame trans women for that male violence when it is not trans women's fault. Trans women face that male violence too and need protecting from it as well because they are women. Trans women and cis women are all women, and trans women are not the problem, and they are not to be used as scapegoats or blamed for it. So the problem is not when cis women are talking against male violence, but when cis women are using trans women and being transphobic and saying it's trans women's fault. See the difference? But what I do want to say is I do not think Warner Brothers deliberately replied to a transphobe. I just think that it was a bad coincidence because literally the only reason I thought anything of their comment is because I recognised this flag thing in their profile, which is pretty obscure. You'd only know it if you know it. Sainsbury's is putting trans ideology above staff welfare by dismissing female workers' fears over same-sex toilets after advice from Stonewall. Whistleblower claims. That was a long title. Whistleblower. Oh, I'm whistleblowing how inclusive Sainsbury's is being. I don't understand the fear of trans women. It's just unfounded and it's ridiculous. This is the man that the courts are allowing to shower with our daughters and you psychopaths are cheering. That man is called Gavin Grimm. That man is a trans man who just won a court case so that other trans people, I believe in schools, can use the bathrooms of their gender, as in so that he is not in the women's toilets and changing rooms, because he is a trans man who belongs in the men's changing rooms and bathrooms. This is a really important point, In our historical gay and lesbian rights movement, we never demanded that society change its laws, its activities, and its language to accommodate us. We never cursed people who disagreed with us or tried to get them fired. We always built bridges. Do they know anything about the gay rights movement? Do they know anything about the laws that have been changed to be more inclusive of gay people over the years? Do they know anything about the changing of language? Even just to mention things like slurs being unacceptable. The first Pride was a riot. These things were necessary to get the change for equal rights that all LGBT plus people deserve. But to try and say that gay and lesbian people have just quietly been accepted into society and that no laws, language, or anything has been changed to accommodate gay and lesbian people in society is just rude for the people that fought for those rights and those laws to be changed. And they're literally only saying that because they're trying to say that the trans community are making a fuss and that they shouldn't because, oh, the gay community didn't make a fuss, why are the trans community making a fuss? They're so deep in their transphobia that they're denying the history of gay rights. What? Oh. And I think that's a wonderful place to end. One, because that's everything I had, and two, because my camera's about to die, the battery is flashing at me, it's like, end the video. Are the transphobes okay? Definitely 100% not. Yeah, leave your comments below, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Think about liking the video and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I've already said that, but I am very grateful, and I will see you next time. Much love, bye!